grand finals. And TheOne, surprising us all, becoming the 1 in 11 and 1, being able to defeat SPT on Battlefield of Eternity. And SPT, they're out of 100% win rate maps now because Dragonshire is banned out, and TheOne are taking them to Sky Temple. Oh, never mind. Okay, I didn't know they had 100% on this map too.
Yeah, there's let's put it this way: TheOne have broken one flawless record already on Battlefield of Eternity. So why can't they do it on Sky Temple? Well, traditionally speaking, this hasn't really been their most successful battleground, TheOne's that is. SPT, if they basically wake up on the wrong side of the bed again, they could very much fall out of it again, because TheOne are not, they're here to stay basically, and they have proven us wrong so many times. Strong team fighting early on, but like I would actually say at this point, they're the strongest team fighting team in those early stages of the game in the league.
I would agree. TheOne are definitely probably the best team fighters in the league and potentially one of the best in the world, but there are a couple other things that they need to work on before they can jump into that top echelon of teams. But for now, they continue to impress, and I'm still super happy that they are going to be the ones representing. I had to get one in as well. Representing China here.
Yeah, absolutely true. So, Malfurion on the one side, Tracer on the other. That seems to be a reoccurring theme in these playoffs. By the way, is Chen Zhao only wearing half his jacket?
He is. The other half is behind him.
Swag.
For reasons. Swag indeed. Speaking of swag, being the nerd I am, I sort of woke up and came straight to this cast after eating. I didn't actually look out my window. There's like 2-3 inches of snow out there. Good to snow. As we wait to see what is going to come in with the Tracer. Are they going to revert to the Tassadar?
Yeah, I think Tassadar could actually be a really solid option here. It felt to me that the protection that they had in game number 1 really hurt them because they didn't have it in game number 2, and the Warriors in particular, Soap and Misaka, they played so recklessly, so aggressively at times that I think they were still expecting a shield on them, or they were still expecting some additional protection on them. And Stukov traditionally has a little bit of a problem at keeping everyone alive when reckless engages are made because of the distance between the heals, and we really see ZZH suffering because of it. For now though, shields galore to keep Chen Zhao and the Tracer alive.
Hey kid, you tried this new thing? It's called shields. All the cool kids are doing it, and Tracer is going to be so sustainy because of it.
He's going to be the coolest kid of them all.
Yeah. Tracer is just like a big kid, right? Always excitable, running around, hyperactive.
And she gets to go to Blizzard World in that trailer we saw in the commercials. It's so... I want to go there too.
Same. I'm still waiting for it to be real. Get to it, Blizzard. As we await to see, calling Blizzard out on their own stream. What are you going to do about it? As we see Tracer and Tyrael Tassadar being such a sustaining combo, what is best to ban out here? They ban out the extra damage because another damage dealer would probably be required, and that would mean Tyrael is the solo tank, but SPT have shown they are very willing to do this.
Now, they're thinking of a Zarya ban. Clearly, they want to keep all them shields to themselves, but TheOne, they haven't actually played Zarya once. It was only Soa who busted the strongest woman in the world out up to this point, so I'm not sure if that wouldn't be wasted.
I mean, it's a solid ban in general. It's just unexpected. I can see what you mean.
I don't really like it, to be honest, because there's not even a double, it's not even a 2-lane map. And you can see his reaction. He was like, that was either, what the hell are they doing? Or that was, damn it, they figured us out because we played it in the scrim against them in the past.
Yeah, let me see if they've played it in the league. Yes, they have. How often? Alphabetical order, please. Zarya, twice with 100% win rate.
I mean,
not bad, actually.
The point I was trying to make is that it's not even a 2-lane map where Zarya picks have been a little more popular in general. And I'm not really sure if Sky Temple is a pushing map early on to begin with. Of course, those longer fights around the temple can really be super good for Zarya because he keeps people more sustained, allowing them to stay on the platform a little longer. But here we go, he on that Arthas once again, most likely.
Okay, I want to see Falstad for SPT. Give them that global potential. They have Cassia banned out, so they're still going to be able to do some decent auto-attack stuff. Falstad can take the Giant Killer later on. It's that or the Tychus. You got to shred that damage. Tychus would be a little bit more sustainable against the Greymane because of the amount of armor he can get. But Falstad would just give them such a map control advantage, I would argue.
Falstad could also keep Arthas at bay, which is something they really lacked in game number 2. Like, once he got near you, he basically stuck to you like glue.
So they need their own rubber to deal with the glue here. As what can we see? They need support for starters. That's likely going to be Rhaegar or something similar. ZZH very much likes his Rhaegar. And of course, it's very hyper mobile with that Wolf Run. Going to be very hard for Arthas to pin down. Lucio might be the other option for similar reasons. But no, Rhaegar and Sonya. So they stick with the solo tank, but become a bruiser instead of like another range like Cassia to still sort of fit in at least another front line. And they add some crowd control.
That probably means, though, that Soap will likely not be on the Tassadar again, because I can't see Melody on a Sonya or a Turiel, so it's probably going to be him on the Tassadar. That's what he used to be playing in 2017, where the double support meta was in fashion all the time. So what does the One now need? How many interrupts do they have to the Sonya? Only 2 up to this point, with heroic abilities.
Yeah, and another tank would be pretty suitable for them right now. And no!
Oh!
He's finally arrived after 10,000 years of banishment. With Maiev bad, Illidan returns. The prodigal son, Hugo, is gonna show us some cool stuff.
The thing is, Tetra, if you're actually using Twitch years as your time measurement, you could be right.
Yeah, Twitch years or Blizzard days is basically Blizzard soons. So we see the Illidan coming in with Arthas already on their side. Sonya might be okay. This melee mage damage could be pretty helpful here. Tracer, though, could have a lot of issues against this Illidan.
All right, and for those of you who are new to the wonderful region of China, who are new to HGC China, let it be known that Hugo is the best of the best Illidan has to offer here. He's going to tear things apart if left unattended. And guess what? The greatest counter, Arthas, is in their hands as well. And if you think about it, how many Illidan counters are there on the side of SPT? Sonya is okay, but aside from that, not really that much.
Yeah, Tass can be evaded. Storm's decent, but still it's not perfect.
Yep.
That's an interesting one. Like, a melee and pulse bomb are good, but the majority of it can be blocked. Tyrael is not much good, really, against Illidan. Honestly, this is a great draft by SPT, and SPT, their entire strategy right now should be to ignore Illidan and go for everything else, as we load into game number 3.
Game number 3 is on the way, and I just started my way to 11 seconds latency. I'm sorry, Tetra, but I'm going to introduce Team SPT to you once more with Zhen Zhao on the Tracer. Melody C is going to be his best buddy on Tassadar. Misaka plays Tyrael. Soap on Sonya. And last but not least, ZZH on Rhaegar.
I'm going to request you to do the other team while I try and catch up to you.
Okay, Hugo on Illidan. Lucky on Hanzo. Meng plays Greymane. Zado on the Malfurion. And Hihi on Arthas. And together, they are the One. And,
the One in 11-1 right now. I'm getting to 10.
Okay. I mean, I can
11!
Just,
boom! Got it.
Nailed it.
So, Root comes out, not going to land onto Misaka yet, but Misaka does reclaim the Watchtower pretty quickly. But yeah, this Illidan pick, out of nowhere, we're seeing simple geometry for Hanzo, a little bit of PvE giving them that boss potential, and Tassadar responds appropriately, I would argue, going for the Globe Talon.
Is that a battered assault that we see here for Illidan?
I believe that is the one. I don't even know his colors anymore. It's been so long since we've seen him. I will double check for you. It is Battered Assault.
Here we go. So now we're basically having a touch of Timeless in this game, who also is a very formidable Illidan player, and who basically gives up the Immolation aura whenever Illidan uses his W. And instead, we're having more Life Leech. And, just more damage altogether.
Extra damage.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the idea here. When you play Illidan, you have the choice. If you plan on PvEing and going for the hunt or doing lots of mercenaries, you're going to get far better value out of Immolation. That's Assault, on the other hand. You can still PvE and lane clear. Without the Immolation, it's just a little bit slower. So Battered Assault is your commitment of I'm either going for Hunt or Metamorphosis. It's a little bit more open and flexible than Immolation.
Wait a minute, he is on the wrong side of the map. However, if the enemy team stacks up very nicely, those Malfurion heals will be able to keep him alive. The more heroes get hit by one Moonfire, the bigger the heal is going to be.
Up, Tracer Pulse Bomb. Is it enough? Tracer's getting slowed.
No
Hugo
way.
trying to put the pressure on Misaka, chasing down. There's the route, but it's going to be Hugo for the greater good, sacrificing himself for Hihi.
Wow, Illidan sacrificing his life for Arthas. Hihi baiting his teammate, unfortunately, into that reckless behavior, because otherwise he would have been the one to fall. But as you said, I don't even know why you position yourself that deeply as a low mobility warrior. You can do those things with an ETC, maybe with a Muradin, who can get out to safety very handsomely, but with Arthas, not so much.
I mean, it was very clearly a camp raid, expecting to like maybe find Sonya, maybe just find Rhaegar, but he kind of got wrecked because he didn't have the rest of his team there. There were way more people there than he expected.
Absolutely. Now, Jin Zhao taking a little bit of poke here, taking even more damage. Misaka, that is. And TheOne, they're already making sure that the middle lane stays in control. For now, though, Hanzo in the bottom lane. The Seashine camp actually had been stolen earlier by SPT. So they're going to go for yet another camp. It seems really cool talent here, highlighted by our Observer, by the way. It's the Immortal Coil right now. Sorry, it's the cooldown reduction and the increased range first, and the Immortal Coil could actually follow at 7. Because if you think about it, there isn't really a lot of crowd control available for SPT. Only a slow at max. So why even go Icebound Fortitude when you don't even get stun rooted anyways?
It's a cool idea. The Death Lord plus Immortal Coil plus potentially even Embrace Death.
Absolutely.
Because what have we just discussed in the previous series works pretty well against Tracer. It's point-and-click damage, and this can get seriously high in terms of damage numbers.
Yeah, in fact, that is the talent build that I would like to see coming in from Hihi here. Let's see if he can manage to stay on the platform. Tracer, Jin Zhao is trying to be as annoying as possible to charge up the heroic ability and, of course, deliver the poke as well. Takes a little bit of damage here, though.
Good route. Hihi positioning himself, trying to hold the point, but looks like SPT's damage numbers are a little bit too scary, but it's 4v4 at the moment. It's about to be 5v5. As we see the potential wraparound coming in from Hugo. Jin Zhao already pretty low. He is used the recall and blinks away. He should... Actually, he might not survive.
That all depends on whether he has a blink. Here goes one. Cocktail too short.
So close.
Yeah, that was really cool done, actually. He waited until the very last moment until he used the recall and made sure that Illidan had no way of actually chasing him down, because Illidan, one of the few heroes who can keep it up in mobility.
Yeah, it was also too far away, but Hugo now is still available to help his team fight through this. But Tracer, fully healed up, thanks to the fountain, is pushing forward. Hihi, once again, round 2. This time they're able to get him, and it's Hugo and Hihi both going down. Oh, Jin Zhao very nearly dying, as did Misaka. Meng very nearly putting on the hurt.
Yeah, Misaka and Jin Zhao, they both get away with it. They must have been at 10 HP each, respectively. That was insane. TheOne, unfortunately, getting a little unlucky here right now. Meng could have had a double kill otherwise.
Arthas did, in fact, go for the Immortal Coil here, going for that poke damage. Very excited. Good to see. We'll see if it does work out for him. Illidan versus Sonya. Sonya will probably eventually win this due to the fact that she just goes straight through it. Hugo's evasion, and with the reinforcements of Jin Zhao, this fort shall be forfeit.
Yeah, there's one thing you need to do as an Illidan if you lane against Sonya, and that is evading the spear. If the poison spear lands, there's almost nothing you can do anymore, because you're going to take so much ability damage over the next few seconds that not even Illidan can regenerate at all. Now, as fine...
Even Thirsting Blade.
Go for it, yeah.
Even with Thirsting Blade, he would not be able to sustain through all of that. That was it, sorry.
I mean, even if SPT plays this super well in the early game, they will have to keep up the pace here. Because the moment level 10 hits, with Illidan potentially going for Metamorphosis, with the Twilight Dream becoming available, with Arthas being way more resilient, it could all turn around. And look how TheOne are forcing this before their opponents get level 10.
Eldrin's Might into the backline, try to force them onto the boss stun. Nice pulse bomb on Lucky. Lucky gets deleted. Meng is in full retreat. Soap is low though. Down goes Soap. But Chen Zhao is cleaning up. Meng drops He getting at ZZH, but the Ancestral onto Chen Zhao for good measure. And he dives back in to stop the boss leashing.
Wow. And these are the moments where you, as Chen Zhao, say, why, oh why didn't I go unstoppable? Untouchable, sorry.
Yeah, please stacks, but not able to do so. Hugo tried a 1v1 for a bit, giving himself a little bit of freedom and giving his team some XP because they are not level 10, as level 10 was hit partway through that fight for SPT. Boss pushing in the bot lane, down goes the wall, and this is before even the second temple phase.
Yeah, and here we see that boss fight again. Now, as crazy as it looked at first glance, I think it wasn't actually that bad of a call for TheOne. They tried to force something before their opponents hit level 10. With Hanzo, they had so much PvE damage there as well. Meng almost surviving there, but not in the end, and ZZH falling, but it was already too late because because it didn't even matter. Like, his team had already established so much dominance. TheOne, though, they secure the bottom temple, getting a little bit of value now in return.
Yeah, and it was a nice move by Illidan to go into the backline, and he did get his kill, but by that point, Chen Zhao was just destroying. In fact, that Ancestral wasn't even needed to keep Chen Zhao alive. It was just in case. Have as much healing as I can give you before I die.
All right. We're trying to get some forward damage done without the help of the temples. He is hidden. Don't think SPT saw where he was. He activates his Frozen Tempest now. But the camera doesn't want us to follow the move.
So heroics are being held and hidden by Malfurion and Illidan, the brother Storm Rage, as you see them moving in, looking for Chen Zhao, not able to get him hit.
Yeah, so what are we going to see here? Is it going to be the Twilight Dream? Is it going to be the Metamorphosis? Here it is, Metamorphosis unlocked. Hugo now a lot harder to deal with.
The Sustain, Calm, Tranquility Metamorphosis as Hugo piles on the pressure for Soap. Archon in the backline forces Lucky out. Sanctification is run through and Meng is dropped. Metamorphosis, though, is activated and Illidan starts to turn it up, looking for ZZH once again, but he's so outnumbered, he's so surrounded, pulling back to his team. Pulse Bomb is good, and down goes Illidan.
Down goes Illidan, and it looks like some of his remaining teammates are going to follow him suit. He is out of mana, he's outnumbered, outgunned, and outfarmed. He goes down, and only Lucky from the safe range of Hanzo is going to have to watch this fort crumble.
Down goes the fort. The last remaining fort for TheOne only keeps left, and the temples are getting ready to spawn relatively soon. Top and bot is the next rotation.
Yeah, and this is starting to get out of hand here for TheOne, already 3 levels behind and against Tracer. This is a disaster for an Illidan. That is an even bigger disaster when you have those snowballing heroes that really need a good early mid game. It's so hard to come back because all of the stats, all of the damage, it scales with levels, and if Illidan can't deliver the damage, he's going to be much less efficient. Now he once again scouting for Tracer. The Holding Blast is good.
Recall keeping Chen Zhao alive, though, gets the shield, leeching plasma, healing him back up. Illidan, though, coming in with the pressure, Pulse Bomb immediately dropped, and Hugo is very much surrounded. No Metamorphosis back, it was 1 second away. He was so committed. Wow. Chen Zhao getting chunked by Lucky, though, trying to get the counter kill, but instead it's Malfurion that goes down. Lucky, once again, in full retreat. Here will get CC'd here, meaning that he will probably drop. No, able to dodge the spear, actually, never mind.
Yeah, this was all calculated by Hugo. Unfortunately, it was a little miscalculated. As you said, 1 second until the Metamorphosis would have been ready, then he could have absorbed, or he could have baited so much damage onto him, only to come back stronger than before with bonus hit points. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Illidan fell first, and from then, it was just a question of time until his brother and Gremlin followed.
We see Melody C getting focused, decent positioning by Arthas. Hugo eats yet another Pulse Bomb, probably his 3rd or 4th for the entire game. Not his fault, it's just Tracer is on point this game.
Absolutely true. Tracer is a beast, and if Chen Zhao is good at anything, it is making lives a living hell for his opponents. We all remember that he used to be the best Vala in the region, now he's basically turning it up to become the best Tracer in the region.
I'm pretty sure you could put him on Murky and he would become the best Murky in the world at this point. He is so good in just anything he is given. And we do see the slight trap set up by TheOne. They need to find XP somewhere, so it is attempted burst, attempted blow-ups by ganking from the side. Even Talons on levels down, they have to do something. Sag blocks the Dragon Arrow. Hanzo so far away. Main goes down. Metamorphosis hits no one. Trying to focus down, so Boss is back, but it doesn't actually get aggro.
Zhao blows him up!
And Zhen Zhao gets 1, gets 2. Eventually, this will take a while because Zato's basically full health, while Tyrael focuses on here. Actually, let's say Zato. Oh, nice ice block. Beautiful survivability there.
Yeah, oh my goodness. And TheOne, they're starting to get unluckier and unluckier. First, it was the 1 second mishap by Hugo on the Illidan. Now, it was the Dragon's Arrow that was actually aimed just fine. But as you said, there was a Sanctification blocking all of it, making it whiffed completely.
Saka crushing dreams of TheOne here. Moving on to the second boss of the game. SPT take that with no issues at all.
Yep.
And TheOne, they've been trying to get their way back into the game with exactly what we say they're good at, team fighting. But this time, SPT are just crushing them at every turn. And with the 3-level lead, single talent lead, it was going to happen this way.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to apply even more pressure. SPT, that is, in Mercenary Camp. 2 Mercenary Camps actually approaching slowly but surely. The boss is already hammering on the keep, which had already been brought down to 60% health beforehand. And let's see, there is a Sanctification ready in 9, which could help them really hard when it comes to taking down the core.
Tranquility is active. He's keeping Hiki at least a little topped up, but he's getting focused. It'll get onto the backline, focusing ZZH. Here comes Greymane as well. ZZH dropping low. Here's the Sank, though, and Hugo goes down. Zato taken out after the ice block, and that's going to be it, Kendrick. GG, as SPT take game number 3 and put themselves 1 game away from going through in first seed to the Eastern Clash and becoming our Chinese champions again.
Zhen Zhao played like a vacuum cleaner, sucking in one team member of the one after the other. And as you said, they're on their path to defending their title, to defending their championship. They are the reigning Titans of China, and they are claiming, or they're trying to claim this spot once again. Not just, you know, in terms of fame and the glory, but also in terms of getting a slightly easier start potentially at the Eastern Clash.
Well, as a reminder, there are very few easy starts in this one due to the fact that you're going to be playing against one of the Korean teams. That is always rough, and the Korean teams are all very scary.
But if there's one thing you want to make sure to avoid, it is playing against Tempest at the very first moment. And that is probably the fate of CE as 3rd seed, because Tempest right now, the Kings of Korea,